Felix, it is so great to see your face. It is 2025. Can you believe that?
Yeah, the years go by fast. It's crazy.
We first met in Tokyo. What version of Felix are we going to see this week?
Well, hopefully better and better as the years go by. You know, that's what you hope and that's what you work for as an athlete, as a person too. More composed, more mature, but always keeping that good energy, you know, that I bring to the court. I try to play with passion, with emotions, and you know, that's why I play the sport. And I think sport in general, that's what I guess fans, but even me as an athlete, like that's what I like to see in other players and other athletes is just like what it means to them, you know, what it means to them winning, playing well, fighting on the court, or on the field. So I think, you know, you're still gonna get that from me, but I think I like to have maybe more composure inside, you know, than I did a couple years back.
Does it feel different playing in Canada?
It always does. Yeah, Canada is different because, I mean, I'm still a lucky player that I get to play in Canada. Like there's a lot of players. I don't know if you're a Serbian player, for example, you don't really get to play a tournament in Serbia as big as a Masters 1000 that we have here. So as Canadians, we get one shot a year to play in front of our home fans, which is not a lot compared to maybe other sports. But at the same time, you know, it's something, and it's something that I think myself and other Canadian players, we prepare for maybe a little bit differently, at least, you know, emotionally, when we see that tournament, you know, coming up in the calendar.
Your dad came to Tokyo, right?
Yeah, Dad was there.
Yeah,
yes.
he was coaching you. Okay, I remember. I'm like, I don't want to remember incorrectly.
We couldn't have many people, and my dad, I thought, you know, my first Olympics, let me bring my dad, you know, it was special for both of us. Absolutely.
What kind of values has he instilled in you?
Well, a lot of important ones from a young age. Obviously immigrated from Togo, small country in Africa, to Canada in the late 90s. And you come to a country like Canada, I try to look from his perspective now, you know. He was around actually my age now. And I think you come to a country that like, he feels like everything is possible. You know, you're there, like even if you have a dream and you want it, you're stuck by the circumstances of your environment. And he comes to Canada, steps foot, and is like, everything is possible here if I work hard and I really stick to my goal. And that's what he tried to give, you know, to my sister and I, is like, here you have the opportunity to grow up in peace and go to get free education, play sports in a good environment. And it was like, Felix, you can be a professional tennis player. You can win Grand Slams. You can be the best tennis player if you want. And that, like, in a way, delusional confidence, but like that deep belief that you can achieve something out of the ordinary is, I think that's what he gave me, and he gave me all the right tools, I think, to achieve that. Hard work, discipline, you know, curiosity, work ethic, all that, and I try to still, you know, keep that in my career today.
That's a beautiful answer, and you are a champion tennis player, but you're so much more because you're giving back to the country as well. When did that idea start to percolate in your brain?
Well, yeah, it was in 2019. It was my big year to kind of break through the professional tour as a tennis player. And then the year after, with my dad, we sat down and we thought, okay, my career is off to a good start. I'm doing well, but is there a way that I can link my tennis career to something that's outside of the tennis, but that also resonates with me? And the first thought was, well, Dad, why don't we find a way to give back to Togo, you know, where you came from. I mean, I was not born there. I had been one time before, but we saw an opportunity with a partner, BNP Paribas. We saw an opportunity to give back to the youth, to give to the education, and kind of give these kids an opportunity, maybe not as good as I had growing up, but, you know, better than what they have currently. So that all started in 2020. Obviously, it was stopped by COVID and for a bit, but then it kept on growing, and now, you know, we've helped, you know, hundreds of kids to get a better education and a better start at life, and now it kept growing to now we're going to help, you know, older, not kids, so more young adults, you know, to get a scholarship into to universities, because the problem is a lot of them, they have access to school, but at some age they stop, right? They stop, or they just stop their education journey. So we really want to help by giving them a shot at higher education.
So $5 goes from you, 15 from
Every
BNP.
point, yeah.
It's amazing.
Since 2020, yeah.
That's amazing. Like,
yeah,
I can't.
I can't do the math quickly now.
I can't do it either.
But it's a lot of points, yeah. And it was, in a way, it was like a cool way to say, well, instead of giving a check, every year, like, why don't we link it to like every point matters? That was kind of the story. Like, as much as like also when you compete in tennis, it's like coaches will say like every point matters, fight for every point. So it was kind of that message. It's like every point really matters here. So yeah, I've been giving myself, $5 every point that I win since 2020, and it's still going on today. And then BNP Paribas matches with $15, so $20 a point. Now it's hundreds of thousands of dollars since 2020.
That's so wonderful. When you have gone to Togo, like, do the kids know that you are a big time superstar tennis player? They're just like, that's my friend Felix.
Yeah, they're more like, that's my friend Felix. They hear of my name. I don't know how many get to watch actually matches, but they were educated on how it works too. And it's actually important for them, to know how these things work, and so yeah, when I go there, they know what's going on, and they know where the help comes from. But I think it's also good for me to go in person. I try to go, maybe so far I've gone once every 2 years, to go in person, and that they see me there, that they see me there, that it puts like, okay, this is like, I don't know, proximity in terms of like where the help comes from and who I am as a tennis player. But to them, it's like, okay, they saw me in their school. So I think it's really important that I make these trips.
Did you learn something about yourself, or did you, what was the experience like going back to Togo with your dad? Because I can only imagine like that, with a father from Togo coming to Canada, like there's parts of yourself that you must have relearned. Yeah,
well, it was great that we got to go together, with my dad. He told me stories about the country growing up, how he was raised, and then you're a kid. It's like when you read a book, you make an image in your mind of what it was like. But seeing, firsthand where he grew up and the tennis court that gave him the first passion for the sport, like where he actually, discovered tennis, it gave me actually even more respect for him, in a way, because as an adult now, you're like, okay, this was very challenging, or way more challenging than what I ever faced. So yeah, he tells you stories as a kid, but it can never match, seeing it from your own eyes. And I think, yeah, my level of respect for his desire to succeed in life and to work hard and to be consistent with that, it gave me, going there, it gave me even more respect for what he's done in his life.
What's bringing you joy right now?
Joy, well, the little wins of every day,
That's the theme of this chat.
When you win a practice set, like, no, I mean, in a way, yes, like I love to win. Like I think at heart, I'm a competitor since I'm a kid. I love the challenge, and when you overcome a challenge, that's the best feeling. Like when I look back in my career, it's more like the stress before a match of facing an opponent and really not knowing how the day is going to end. And when it goes your way and when you win, it's the best feeling. Like it's really a great relief, and that's special because you can't buy that. You really can't buy that. Like, I mean, yes, of course, like a nice trip, vacation, all that can be nice, but like a win in a special tournament, the emotions you get is that's deep happiness. And then outside of that is the time that I spend with my family, people close to me. That's of course very important. This summer after Wimbledon, I got to spend a few days on vacation with my fiancée and her family, and those were great days. I truly enjoy that as well.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
I'm not trying to pry in any personal details, but how much are you helping with the wedding plan?
No, it's okay to ask. I think people know, and I'm happy to talk about it. It's an important year in my life too, on a personal note, and honestly, she's been doing everything. I'm not gonna lie here on camera and say that I've been doing much. kind of, have my suit ready almost. Still, you got to try the suit on, but hopefully, all goes well, and I'm ready for the wedding. But yeah, she's been amazing with her family. I got to give them credit. They've been great because doing all the tennis and traveling and the practices and everything else. I don't know, where I would have really found the time to go, let's say, and visit the location and choose all the different details. I mean, I'm glad we don't do this many times in a life. Well, hopefully.
Just once.
Yeah, only once, please.
I remember talking to you in Tokyo and you said, or I think I called you an old soul, and you said, yeah, my girlfriend says I need to be more goofy sometimes.
Yeah, well, no, I'm goofy. That's what, she always says, she says, oh, I see people online saying, oh, you're so serious, but, I have my goofy moments for sure. I just need to be comfortable with the people.
Canadians have gotten to watch you grow up. I love that you roll your eyes and say you're 25 like you're old. My gosh. But when you won bronze in Paris, that was a special moment.
Yeah. Last year, that was amazing. I mean, it was unexpected in a way, even though, you enter the event really aiming for gold. But in the mixed, I didn't have a lot of experience. I don't play a lot of doubles. I know that I'm good also in doubles, but I don't play a whole lot. And also with Gabby, I mean, I think she helped me a lot because she plays, obviously, doubles throughout the year. She's won Grand Slams before. So I think she was key in that team because I did my part. It was like, okay, I'm going to serve. I'm going to hit some great shots from the back of the court. But, she was doing, the dirty work, and really also having a great game plan and adjusting well during the matches. And it was an unbelievable week because also in singles I made semifinals, finished fourth unfortunately, but the tennis I played was at a high level during the whole week, and the support I was getting from the crowd, from people at home, those were, for my second Olympics, those were extremely special. And to bring back a medal, to add a medal to the count of the medals for Canada, that was a special feeling. Looking back, I don't know, let's say 2008 is probably the first memory I have of watching the Summer Olympics and watching all the Canadian athletes come out with the flag and to think I played my part in those Olympics to bring a medal. That's a unique feeling for sure.
I mean, this is not a novel question. A lot of athletes have asked it, but from a professional tennis player's perspective, mm-hmm. What's the difference when you're repping your country versus just your last name on the court?
I think and sometimes it plays against you, sometimes it goes for you. I think it depends on the person, the personality also. I think some athletes love the extra pressure of not only playing for yourself, but playing for other people. And some don't. But personally, so far in my career, and hopefully it stays that way, but I've been able to have, some success playing for Canada, playing for a team. I do enjoy having some sort of responsibility that goes beyond myself. I don't know, it just I really am trying to now look back, but it really there's moments where, I don't know, I try to dig deeper. I feel like I stay more calm because I'm okay, people, my teammates are watching me. I have to be an example for them. I have to be some sort of a leader in the team. So when I know people are, depending on my win, it has made me a better player many times.
The NHL is going back to the Olympics, buddy.
Yep.
How pumped are you for that? And what advice would you give those boys? Because again, it's the first time since 2014.
Yeah. And I remember, 2010, that was I think we all remember, Crosby, scoring that final goal. I remember exactly where I was. So those are the type of moments, even if it's not my sport and I would be competing in Summer Olympics, it was Olympics, touches everybody. And everybody in the country, is vibrating at the rhythm of the Olympics and their athletes. So, boys, bring back the gold again. Let's go.
Well, I'm glad you brought that up because I have a little something or other. This was almost a decade ago, my dear.
Ooh.
And there's someone in this picture that maybe will score a game-winning goal.
Look at that.
In Milano Cortina in Connor McDavid.
2016.
Can you explain to me?
Crazy.
Tell me what comes to your mind with this picture. And I like that Bianca also was in the comments there, giving you a little love.
Yeah. Some good friends, and it's crazy. 2016, almost 10 years ago. Good friend Dennis as well there. I mean, Connor McDavid, the legend. Canadian legend. Yeah. Nothing else to say. I feel like you say Connor McDavid, everybody knows, especially here in Canada. It was cool because obviously I was 16. He was a bit older, but he was not who he is, now. And he was kind of coming up. Everybody knew the name. He was, future, champion. And we got a chance to kind of like hang out in like a very, casual way more casual than maybe what it would be today, where there's so much attention around him. So I remember we were playing ping pong before, and we got to play like some hockey. So that was very cool memory. And hopefully we get to do that again. That'd be nice.
Who won in ping pong, you or McDavid?
I think ping pong would probably be me. I'm okay with racket sports, but on the hockey, I mean, I can only try to run and defend and block shots, but that's about it.
I trust your running.
and good we're like running and not on skates, because I'm being embarrassing, even if I'm okay on skates like every Canadian. But
I got to tell you a little secret. I was very lucky. I got to compete in 2010 for speed skating, and I played ping pong against Sidney Crosby, and I'll tell you, he's pretty good.
He's pretty good?
He's pretty good at racket sports.
Okay.
So maybe
do you think I have a chance? Or?
Yeah, but rest up.
Okay.
Felix, thank you so much, buddy.
Thank
you have made so many Canadians just so proud. Of course, everything you've accomplished on the court and everything that you're doing for the world. Thank you so much, buddy.
Thank you. That means a lot.
Thank you.
Thank you.